Welcome back to another epic episode of Book Club. Currently, the coronavirus has affected a lot of people, and in most sci-fi books especially, viruses have come about almost all the time, but many authors have predicted different ways and portrayed their ideas in the books about how the viruses come about in different ways to the worlds or the utopia. So for today's video, the sci-fi novel that I'll be talking about today is called The Legend by Mary Lu. Now firstly, we gotta get this straight about what this book is about and who is the author and what type of books she writes. So firstly, Mary Lu is an American young adult author who writes mostly dystopian novels related or revolving around the topic of a militarized future, which means that it focuses a lot, the country or utopia focuses a lot on their military, risking everything else. And continuing on, her most notable works is the Legend trilogy series, which I'm holding right now, is the first book, which is called Legend, followed by Prodigy, and then lastly is Champion. So I haven't read the whole series yet, but I'll be doing the reviews of the other two books soon once I've gotten them and reviewed them. So what I like most about Mary Lu's style of writing is that she takes real world problems and she puts them into her books and writes them in a more exaggerated way, which captures the audience and captivates them, which is why I love the Legend trilogy. And as always, I'll leave all the links in the description below for all her books. So firstly, when it comes to Legend, the main thing of Legend is categorization. And there are a lot of interesting characters and different countries fighting. So the first two countries which are fighting are the Republicans and the colonies. So for this book called The Legend, the first one, we'll be looking at people, the characters from the republics, which are Day, June, Matthias, and many more as I will go on through this book review. So firstly, when it comes to Legend, there are two countries fighting with each other. One called the republics and the other called the colonies. So in the Legend, we'll be zooming in to the republics in which the two main characters are from. So in the republics, there are two main categories. The rich sectors, in which the wealthier people live, and the poor sectors, in which the less fortunate families live. So in this book, we'll be talking about Day and June. So June is from the wealthier districts, whereas Day is from the poorer districts. And they were never meant to cross paths with each other until the death of Matthias, which is June's brother. So June was sent on a mission to track down who Day was and find out Day. So she had to go to the poorer districts. So it was a game of cat and mouse in which Day was trying to save his family and his brother Eden from dying, whereas June was trying to avenge his brother's death. And I'll explain the book furthermore in detail. So firstly, to determine what sector you're gonna be inside or what you'll be doing for the community is by doing a test, which I'll expose furthermore in this book review. So Day is the most wanted criminal in the republics, and he's just a teenager but can escape everything due to his agility and everything which is special about him, which I'll also expose later on. And June discovers something really, really shocking. It was not Day who killed Matthias, which is June's brother. It was someone who June and Matthias both trusted with their hearts and known that person for a long time and never thought that he could betray June and Matthias. And moving on, the most saddest part of this book was that the republics were up to malicious intent because they were using tubes to pump the virus that they created to the poorer sectors to use as a testing ground, to use the virus against the colonies to win the war, because they did not care about any of the people. As I stated earlier, they only care about the war. And that's the most saddest part about the book. And lastly, I talked about the exam just now, and Day in his report said that he failed. But when June used her hacking skills to go online and check out, Day actually got full marks like June and was also a prodigy. But they hid him, which was not exposed in the first book. And lastly, once June figured out that Day was not responsible for Matthias's death and June felt betrayed, she helped Day escape from his death sentence. But something sad happens to Day's first brother, which is John, which I wouldn't expose a lot because it wouldn't be interesting. Alright, so what I loved most about the legend was how it had its intonation of ups and downs in excitement, which almost all sci-fi books have. But generally, one of my favorite sci-fi novels is The Legend. It's not just because it has the intonations of ups and downs. It also takes in real life world events and makes them really exaggerated, so you could get a deeper understanding and better feeling of what the book is about. And secondly, I really enjoyed the book as it drew me right in just by the cover page and the starting few paragraphs, which are really interesting and captivates everyone. And I'll assure you, you will adore this book once you have the grasp of this book. And now, the most interesting yet sad part was how June and Day, in both of their perspectives, got betrayed. And for Day's side, Day got betrayed by June, who Day thought of as a friend, who Day could trust. But in the end, June was the one who apprehended or arrested, got Day caught, and his family killed. And for June's side, she was so loyal to the Republicans until she figured out that the Republicans were up to no good. And that's why I really loved this book. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed the video, please smash that like button and also subscribe. You could follow me on other platforms like Facebook and Instagram, and all the links will be in the description below. Finally, I've launched a blog where I'll be posting the things that I'll be posting on my YouTube channel and other platforms like Facebook. Also, I'll be posting when I upload and different things about some books that I recommend to all of you. And you can find out where my blog is. The link is also in the description below, and also you can go to my channel art and click the blog icon. With that, see you next week.